Yo guys, welcome back to the Transfer Daily YouTube channel, and we are back bringing you the latest updates from the football transfer market. Do bear in mind in this video, because my voice is very bad at the moment due to an illness. But starting off then with Yeremay Como and Chelsea yesterday were pushing for the signing before the Club World Cup, but it didn't end up happening. They had two bids rejected yesterday, one for €50 million and one previously before that. And Borussia Dortmund and Chelsea are expecting talks to remain ongoing now, even after the Club World Cup, because Chelsea want to sign Gittens as new winger. And there's a small gap in the valuation between Dortmund and Chelsea of around €10 million from what I know, because Borussia Dortmund want between around €55 million to €65 million for Yeremay Como. So this deal I'm still expected to get done in the next days, or potentially very soon, should I say, instead of the next days, for Yeremay Como. And Yeremay Como has been very clear with Borussia Dortmund throughout this process. I want to leave, he informed them once again yesterday, and I want to join Chelsea. And we know there's already an agreement in place between the player and Chelsea for a contract, a 7-year contract. As we know, the agreement is there on personal terms, and Chelsea like to hand out them big contracts. So Yeremay Como to Chelsea, I'm expecting that one to be a done deal very soon. So then just a quick on young talent Yeremay Hernandez from Deportivo in the Spanish league, and he will not sign for Como. And Como were pushing for the signing. They were prepared to trigger that £30 million release clause in Yeremay Hernandez's contract, as he has a bright future, they believe. But they cannot reach an agreement with Yeremay on personal terms. So on the club side, they're prepared to activate it. But on the player side, for the last few weeks now, Como have been pushing for the agreement, but there is still no agreement on the player side. So the Italian club will pursue other targets, and Croatian midfield Baturina, sorry if I said that wrong, will sign for Como in the next days. So Como now will pursue other targets, but at the moment the deal for Yeremay Hernandez is off. Kostoulas is set to join Brighton on a permanent transfer from Olympiacos, and Brighton have been pushing for the signing of Kostoulas for the last few weeks. We know they've had bids rejected from Olympiacos, but now a deal is in place with Olympiacos for a £34 million fee, which is €40 million, and this was what Olympiacos want, and Brighton make the first signing of the transfer window. And the medical tests are expected to take place today, and then Kostoulas will sign his contract to become a new Brighton player, supposedly also today. So Brighton's first signing, young talent from Olympiacos, and we know how Brighton develop these younger players. So it's the first signing for Brighton this summer. They've also got the centre-back from Hellas Verona expected to sign as well. So then Paez will join Strasbourg on a loan deal from Chelsea. So he isn't included in the squad for the Club World Cup, so he will go on a 1-year straight loan to Strasbourg, then return to Chelsea next season. So Chelsea, obviously, we know, signed him as one of them young talents, but the only player from those young talents or players returning from loans who will travel to the Club World Cup of Chelsea is Andre Santos from Strasbourg. So Paez will join Strasbourg on a straight loan deal. So then Musah from AC Milan, Napoli are closing in on the deal for Musah, and Napoli also want to close a deal with AC Milan soon. Musah, there's already an agreement on personal terms, as a player has already said yes to Napoli, and talks are advanced between Napoli and AC Milan on a deal around 25 million euros. So Napoli, we're going to talk about Kevin De Bruyne soon, but they've been very active in the transfer market so far, and I'm expecting a done deal for Yunus Musah as new midfielder very soon. So then Kevin De Bruyne is set to join Napoli as a free agent this summer, and this has been one similar to Florian Wirtz, we're going to talk about later in the video, that has been anticipated for the last few weeks, and there was a few issues with image rights, etc., but now they have been sorted, and Kevin De Bruyne as a contract have been approved by Napoli, and also De Bruyne's agents will sign a 2-year deal with an option for a further year, so potentially a 3-year deal, but Kevin De Bruyne will join Napoli, and the plan for Napoli was always to complete the deal this week after De Bruyne played the games for Belgium national team, and De Bruyne now will travel for medical tests. Later this week they will be, and then he will sign in as a new Napoli player. But as I said, this deal has been expected to get done over the last weeks or so. So then, just some breaking news from a news that broke the story this morning, and that is Leroy Sane will not sign a new contract at Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich offered him their final contract last week, which Leroy Sane did reject. So all parties now are clear from Leroy Sane's side, and also from Bayern Munich's side, is that Leroy Sane will leave as a free agent this summer. And one of the clubs, as I've mentioned in previous videos, that he's been offered to Tottenham, Arsenal, but one of the clubs who have came into the race is Galatasaray, and Galatasaray are optimistic and confident to get a deal done for Leroy Sane, and Galatasaray joined the race about a week ago, and now they're really pushing after they've offered the player a good wage and also good terms for him. And from what we're hearing on contract side, I am not sure. There's reports of a 3-year deal potentially that could happen, but talks are at an advanced stage between Galatasaray and Leroy Sané's camp, and as I've just said, Galatasaray are confident that this deal will happen soon, so we could get a done deal for this one in the next days, because Galatasaray are moving with intent and in pace with this one. So let's wait and see, but talks are advanced. So then the one that all Liverpool fans have been waiting for, and last night we got the exclusive here we go from Fabrizio Romano, and that is that Florian Wirtz is set to join Liverpool on a permanent transfer from Bayer Leverkusen, and it's gone on now for nearly 3 weeks since Florian Wirtz informed Liverpool and also Bayer Leverkusen that he wanted to join, and this will be the story of the summer transfer window. I'm pretty sure of that, as it's expected that a deal will be around 150 million euros. Obviously, there's contrast reports from the Leverkusen side. Leverkusen are saying it's 150 million euros deal, including add-ons. But from the Liverpool side, they're saying it's a bit lower than that. So there'll be contrasting reports on the feed, but it will be a club record deal for Liverpool, a club record sale for the Bundesliga, and also a club English-British transfer record fee for Florian Wirtz to sign for Liverpool. And there's no doubt about it, he's one of the best players in the world at age 22, and it's a brilliant signing for Liverpool, and on a slot after other clubs are there, as Manchester City were interested, so were Bayern Munich, both pushing, but Liverpool have won the race, and the verbal agreement is now in place, and the documents will be exchanged now over today probably, and then medical tests will be next, with Florian Wirtz will sign a 5-year deal to become new Liverpool player potentially later on this week. And let's be clear, since 3 weeks ago, Florian Wirtz only wanted Liverpool after he was impressed by the project they presented on a slot and Richard Hughes, and so were Wirtz's family. So there we are. For me, unless if something crazy happens, this will be the transfer of the summer, but Florian Wirtz will become a Liverpool player very, very soon.